Okay, so I'm doing this sales training from my car, and so what I want to talk about right now is the ads. I call this the add, subtract, multiply, and divide method. And one of the things you got to understand is that when you get into close, and you've already laid prices out, and you've already said, I could do this for this amount, and offered a financing option, or you offered a discount or whatever. You get into close, add, subtract, multiply, and divide. You add the benefits, subtract from the features, multiply by the satisfactions, and divide the cost over a lifetime. My favorite is to divide the cost over a lifetime. This method works. So let's say you're selling the Brookfield desk bed, right? Our cheapest bed. Right, and you have and this method works really well on when the main objection is the money, right? Divide the cost over a lifetime. So this is so John and Mary, this is a lifetime investment. $1,800. What do you have? What do you see on Wayfair? Stuff for $1,500, $1,200, $1,600, and you say, for $500, that's what, over a lifetime. Over 30 years, that's like $10 a year. You're not going to pay $10 a year to do this right, and then you start listing the benefits. You're not going to pay $10 a year to get real wood, to go from a local business that's been around 11 years and a manufacturer that's been around 30, and a lifetime warranty on every part and piece, the springs and the pistons, for $300? Come on. I'm not saying come on, but come on. That's for $300. You're not gonna. So that's the divide method. So it starts out with, you start out with, the person says, you lay prices out, and the person says, you're our first bid, and we just gotta think about it. And do you have a card? So you start out with saying, okay, I could appreciate that. And when you do go to make a decision, I'm someone you'd have confidence in, would you? And they say, yeah, we like you a lot. And they say, okay, great. And we talked about all the successes of wall beds and more, and all the benefits of going with a local business and having a business that's been around 11 years and all our great Yelp reviews. And we talked about the product that we use and the warranty that we offer, and the fact that we can help you move. And this is probably still a company that you would have confidence in. They'll say, yeah. I said, and we showed you the product, and we showed you the color, and you said you really liked the color, and we showed you how a mattress would fit on it, and you said you really liked that, and we showed you how strong the wood is, and I assume that this is still the product that you would want. And they'll say, yeah. And then you go, and I assume you need the product. We talked about you needing more space and wanting to do more yoga in your guest room, and wanting to, have space to do different things. So I assume that whether you go with me or someone else, this is something you're going to need to do, right? The person will say, yeah, we do. We just need to think about it. And I says, okay, well, I can totally understand that you need to think about it, but I guess I'm a little puzzled about what it is that you're looking for that we can't offer you. And the person will say, well, it's the price. It's a little more than I was expecting to spend. Okay. Well, I can appreciate that. Let me ask you this. What kind of number did you have in mind? And you're at $24.99, and the other person's probably going to say, well, I was thinking about $1,500, $1,600. And then you say, okay, well, I can get you a bed for $1,500, $1,600. In order to do that, I'd have to use particle board. I'd have to use laminate. I'd have to void all the warranties from the company that I sell the bed to. I'd have to ship you the bed. not install it, or even if I did install it, I'd have to instead of using 3 studs, I'd have to just, drill a hole in the wall and just put a little nail in there, and have an installer that doesn't know what they're doing, so I don't have to pay them as much. And I wouldn't be able to help you if anything happened. You would click a button and you'd pay $1,500, and we just send the bed out, and somebody would come and install it in 5 minutes. I mean, is that what you want? And they'll say no, that's not what I want. And then you'll say, I know that, and you'll say, I know that, so let me ask you this, and is that what you want? And they'll say, yeah. And they'll say, let me ask you this. If I could show you this kind of quality for $1,500, you'd probably write it up right now, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Well, yeah. Well, I can't do that because we're not the kind of company that cuts corners to meet somebody else's cheap price. But here's what I'm willing to do. If you can make a decision today, for the inconvenience of making a decision today, I can offer you $22.15. And if you want a payment, make the payment, drop the payment down to $150 a month, $22.15, and $350 for the installation, and I'll take $100 more off the installation. I can install it for $250 and do the bed for $21 or $22.15. Fairer than that I cannot be. Can we help each other out? And they may say yeah, or they may say no, or they may say, well, that's still more than we were thinking. And then that's when you go to, okay, so I mean, for $600, you're willing to compromise quality for your guest room? I don't want to stay at your house. Don't say that. But for $600 over the lifetime, this is a long-term investment. For $600, you're gonna reduce an investment in your home in real wood, and having a company that's been around for a long time, and a manufacturer that's been around, and lifetime warranties, and real wood, and you're gonna sacrifice all that for $600? Really? For $600? And you're gonna sacrifice all that for $600? For $600? If I gave you another $122 off of that price, can we help each other out? I'll ship the bed really quick, and we can install it. And you're gonna be so happy. And then you shut up. And if they still say no, then what else can we add? Well, I can't do it for any less, but how about for $22.12 I throw in a mattress and do the bed. Still got to pay to install it, but you get a mattress that's valued at $4.99, only a touch more, because you're going to buy a mattress anyways. That way I could save you a lot of money, because not only if you buy that bed on Wayfair, you got to pay for the mattress, which costs you money. I'm saving you that money. And now the difference is even smaller. And if you're gonna say no to that, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, we give unmatched quality. Can we help each other out, please? That is add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Add to the features, subtract by the benefits, multiply by the satisfactions, and divide the cost over a lifetime. My favorite is when you subtract. You know what? I could do it for that. In order to do it, I'd have to use laminate, and I'd have to take out the real wood, and I'd have to not give you a lifetime warranty and a lifetime guarantee on the springs and the piston and the hardware. I'd have to use an installer that doesn't have 11 years of experience with us and done thousands of installations. And the last point I'll make is that professional beats nice. Every day of the week, professional beats nice. And that's when I talk about, like, would I rather have you like me or respect me? Would I rather have you like me or respect me? Right? And there's nice, and then I want to come across as a professional who knows their shit. And so it's more about that than coming across as nice, because anybody can be nice, but I want to come across as I know what I'm talking about. Our bed meets your criteria. Our bed will help you. Our bed is not going to break down. We're here for you. We're the kind of company that's going to take care of you, that's going to take care of problems, that's going to be there for you, that's going to fix problems, that if you need to move, hey, listen, you have us to call. And that's not worth $600? Come on. I mean, I don't mean to say come on, but really, come on. I mean, I don't mean to say come on, but I mean, come on. For $600, you're not going to make an investment in your home that adds resale value, that'll drive up your rental if you're doing it for a rental. And that's the other thing I talk about is if someone says, well, you know what, I'm doing this for a rental, and they come up with some excuse about how, you know what, I really got to pay the mortgage. Well, how are you going to pay the mortgage when your bed breaks and you got to buy a new one? Well, how are you going to pay the mortgage? And then my favorite quote to say is, the bitterness of poor quality lingers long after the sweetness of a low price is forgotten.